Woo! What's a sweet intro, man. I'm liking it.
Is that the best picture of Bert he could find? Like,
I know we got to get a better picture of Bert up there. He definitely do.
He looks like he plays clarinet in like the Philharmonic or something.
We definitely need a better. And even Dave's got that suave look. At least he has a championship title in his hand.
Dave looks like he wrestles for AEW. To be honest with you.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to a very special episode, number 60. 60. Seems like just yesterday we were celebrating 50. We're already up to 60. Actually, we should be up like to 70 by now, but, you know, we like to take our sweet time on this show. I am Big Daddy Cool, Tim Tabala. With me, as always, my tag team partner, A to the Z, Eric Zan. Eric, what's going on today, brother? Oh, I hear our audio now. That's okay. Now we're good. What's going on, man?
Not much. Everything's calm up in upstate New York. That's where I really am.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Are you? We're waiting on a couple of guests, but we are about to continue our. I don't know what you want to even call it. We're still calling it the State of the Union, and that's just to be nice. What we should be calling it is the shit show that is the WWE.
Yeah, this doesn't look good for the WWE. I don't think.
I mean, well, you know what? Until our guests come along, Eric, I say we just shoot the shit a little bit. And by shit, I mean we're going to bring back one of our favorite segments, and I hope it's some of the people's favorite segments. We're going to bring back pay-per-views. Oh. Random, out-of-nowhere pay-per-views. Sam, I know Sam would pop in. What's up, Sam? Welcome to the show, brother.
Sam, what's going on, Sam?
Yeah, I don't know. Off the top of your head, are we thinking WCW? What are you thinking? I mean, we can even go other stuff. What do you think? Top of your head, what are you thinking of?
Top of my head? Well, how about in your house? No, we did that one. We did the Rumble on the Rooftop. How about, wait a minute. How about Survivor Series 1994?
94. Now, give me the main event of Survivor Series, just so I know. Don't spoil the whole pay-per-view. But give me 94 so I know what we're talking about here.
I think we're talking either Yoko and Taker.
Okay.
Or
I like where that's headed.
I think it was Yoko and Taker because Diesel. I don't know who Diesel was fighting. He was the champion back then. Wasn't that one where Taker and Yoko fought in one of the second casket match or something like that?
Dude, you're the one who remembers that shit like it was yesterday. That's why I'm relying on you.
Because like Chuck Norris was the outside. He was like the peacekeeper. Like he gave Double J like a fucking karate kick, and yeah, that was cool. Double J bumped for him. It was great.
Chuck Norris.
Yeah, Chuck Norris.
Why don't I remember Chuck Norris?
He was the enforcer for that match. Yeah, he was just standing like in the aisleway, like he had his Walker Texas Ranger stuff on. This Chuck Norris, you know, nobody could get within like 20 feet of him because his aura wouldn't let him.
Wow, I remember that. All right, Eric, I don't know, for some reason I can't see the show popping up anywhere, but if you see it, please share it out to all our favorite places.
I will.
Including both Just Two Sweet pages, and I don't know what the hell's going on. Anyway, we got Frank. Frank is in here. Frank, Road Warriors. That's your first question of the day. Road Warriors. I like it. I like where your head's at, Frank. Let me tell you something right now about Frank. Frank is an all-star. He is a pop culture. We should get him his little banner next to his name because he is on every show that we have. He pops in and speaks and talks. So, Frank, thank you very much for joining this show. And Frank, the last couple of weeks we've been talking new stuff, but we are an old school show, and we will be getting to stuff like the Road Warriors and all the old cool stuff. Just stand by, be patient, and we will get to all that stuff. I promise you that. We were just discussing what pay-per-view we're going to talk, because me and Eric are all about the old school guys. We love that stuff. We love going back to discuss it. So, but Eric, our first guest has arrived.
He has?
Now, if our boss, Steve Faraci, is Vince McMahon, This must be Ted Turner. His Ted Turner. That's what I'm guessing. That's what I'm thinking. That is my opinion. And he's coming in right now as Farachi's BFF, Mr. Jim Bunker. James, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Welcome to the show, my friend. How's everything? Listen. Me and Eric both texted the boss right away and said we have a very special guest that you must see.
The Mets game right now.
That's true. The Mets game is probably more important. So yeah, I'm sure
he got back to me. He's taking a cop out, I think.
Oh, he's copping out?
I think it's all bullshit. I think curiosity is gonna kill him.
So is this Eric Bischoff challenging Vince to a fight, and then Vince is not going to show up? Is that what you think?
Pretty much.
He's definitely not bullshitting me. He's in bad weather right now.
Bad weather?
Oh yeah.
He actually might be. We had some bad weather up here today.
Oh, God, I hope we don't get it soon.
It looks to me like a big red sore all up and down the coast where he lives. So,
Eric, maybe I should go down and visit.
I want to.
No, I will.
Oh, you should. You should go down and get him.
You guys do know the story about me being outside this gate, right?
Yeah.
I didn't really get into it too much, but yes.
Was that real?
That was real.
It was very real.
It was very real. I had literally like about 20 minutes, and I was out in that area, and then somebody, like a bird, sent me like a message saying Farachi lives around here. And then realized that dude's high class. He's got gated community. Smart.
That's why he's keeping you out. That's exactly what it is.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The boss lives in a gated community?
Oh, he's rich, dude. That dude is so rich. He's so rich off of you and Tim and everybody else on the Pop Culture Pros.
Whoa.
You gotta be shitting me. You gotta be shitting me.
Them's fighting words.
Facts.
Them's fighting words.
Wow. Do I need to call Johnny Cochran to represent me here? What's going on?
No, I think you need a raise. That's all you got to ask for.
A raise? I'm getting my own show next week, so I'll consider that part of a raise.
I heard about that.
Part of a raise.
I get canceled every week.
What's
That's
the show,
true.
Tim? Star Trek?
What? Why you got to go there?
Just kidding.
Why do you got to go there?
I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not a hater, though. I'm not a Star Trek hater. But yes, it'll be a Star Wars show for now. I got some cool shit lined up. We'll see. But let's jump into it right away. Bunky, you said you ended up watching our show last week and you took notes, which is what I like about our guests when they take notes. That is awesome. So give me, I know you saw about the rant I went on last week and the rant that me and Eric went on. What the hell is going on? What do you think is going on with the WWE right now?
Well, I'm not even going to get into that. I'm gonna get into Eric's little promo that he pulled last week, and then everybody, he's talking about like wrestling and the arm locks and everything else that, the old days and everything else. But today's society doesn't want to see that crap. They want to see promos. It's not crap. I apologize. Not crap. They want to see promos. They want to see the Attitude Era come back, I think, somehow, some way. It's not about technical wrestling or anything like that. I think it's the Attitude Era. I really do. Back then, as you guys have discussed at length, has been unbelievable during that time frame. And wrestling has just gone down to the shitter since. So I think bringing back last week, it's more about sports entertainment. It's more about the Attitude Era. How do we interact with the fans and make them like us? So that brings me to the whole MJF versus Roman Reigns kayfabe. I think that's great. What you guys said last week about MJF, about apparently he was at an airport and whatever, and you said if Jax was there, you'd be like, I'd be a little pissed. I'd be a little impressed.
No, dude, that's impressive. It's impressive.
As a wrestling fan, not as a father.
No. Still funny. Still funny though.
Definitely.
And so there's nothing against what Eric said about technical wrestling, because that's great every now and then. I think in today's society, it's all about showmanship and sports entertainment, and the next cuss word that you can come out of your mouth. I that's what I believe. That's just my opinion. Not that I'm saying.
I don't think you're wrong, Bunker, at all. Because that's what this has transitioned into.
Yeah.
But what they're losing is the fundamental of why they're there. Like, they're not there. Like, they didn't get where they were by doing high production entrances and then having a 2-minute match. They had music. They ran to the ring. They did the match for 15, 20 minutes, and they did their bullshit and ran out. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I think they should focus and try to fine tune their in-ring work more than they do.
I agree.
But I agree with you. I agree with you. We're in a different age. We're in the instant, like, as soon as something happens, boom, it's on. As soon as somebody hears something, boom, it's on. And there's more interaction now, and there's more. The internet has made everything either better or worse, depending on how you look at it. But I think you're right.
Worse,
People want Bunker. I think you're basically correct, because people want the bullshit more than they want the wrestling. And if there's a way, I just think if they had concentrated a little more on their in-ring work, a little less on the big high, like the theatrics of coming out, like that was reserve that for guys like The Undertaker. Reserve that for guys that have a real established gimmick. I mean, I don't fucking care about fucking Roman Reigns coming out and like grunting and flaring his nostrils and he's the head of the table. You're the fucking head of the table. You're a dickhead. So get in the ring, act like a dickhead, and do your thing, be a heel, and get it over with. I mean, I don't want to hear this 17-minute long diatribe of why, Jey Uso is not. It's like, come on, dude, you can't. You need a manager. You shouldn't talk. Obviously you shouldn't talk. So,
well, we said it last week too. Who would have thought a year ago that Roman Reigns would be the best thing on WWE TV right now?
I never.
And he is. And he is. He is a phenomenal heel. They finally found his niche. And the problem is they got nothing else to match him right now.
No.
And it's crazy. Oh, here we go. We have another member joining us, calling from the car phone.
Is that Galactus?
That's right. The Eater of Worlds. Dave, can you hear us? Are you there, Dave? Dave, all I hear is rain, Dave. You're in that storm. He's in that storm that Faraci was talking about.
It was bad up here.
Yeah. Well, Bunk, let me ask you a question. Did you watch Money in the Bank?
I did. And
what was your impression of? Well, let's just call it the nonsense. Like, what were your impression of the matches? Like, the one match we brought up was the whole, Oh, here he comes, Dave.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey.
Sorry for that delay.
How's that storm coming?
Oh, it's looking real nice here, stuck in my car.
Hey, real quick, Dave. I saw something on TikTok about one of the bridges burning down by Miami. Is that true?
I haven't seen
tanker
that.
fell over.
A bridge?
Anyway.
Is this a joke?
No. It's down by Miami, Fort Lauderdale area that like a tanker like rolled over and exploded, and like the 595 was shut down.
I haven't heard anything on my end. I've been kind of out of it. Unless it happened today, I have no idea. But
no, it was yesterday.
Oh no, I didn't hear anything yesterday about it.
Okay.
Well, Dave's been missing a long time too. Dave, what's going on?
Nothing much, gentlemen. Just been working like crazy. Actually, was the reason I was a little late was because of work. Something that came up now. But I put it aside.
Me and Eric last week did a whole. Oh, there's Steve Faraci right there. Yes, a fuel tank overturned yesterday. Steve, I don't know how you letting Bunker come on this. I don't know how you're letting Bunker come on this show without you coming on as a rebuttal. I don't understand.
It's killing him.
I think it is killing him.
He's pacing back and forth, going, "Oh."
Listen, stop.
They're trying to keep kayfabe alive, is what it is.
Steve,
probably
don't come
right
on
next
right
to him.
now. Just wait a little.
Yes, I knew it. I knew it.
No, Steve's gonna cut a promo later with the whole chair. I'm gonna kill my creation just because Bunker came on the show. he's gonna kill the Just Till Sweet show. See, there it is. I smell cancellation.
That's not even my fault now.
Steve, I want the promo with J2S on the back of the chair. I want you to do that whole promo. That'll make it great. Well, Dave, real quick then, because since you're in the car, you got a lot of rain going on. What the hell's been going on the last few weeks, man? What do you think of all the stuff that's been going on with WWE?
So, I will tell you the truth. I haven't really been paying too much attention to WWE. Up until I think the last 2 weeks for Money in the Bank, and then with I'm pretty sure you guys haven't gotten there yet, but with the release of Bray Wyatt,
but we'll get there.
They kind of caught me by surprise. I was like Money in the Bank. I saw what happened. I was kind of like, okay, that's not a bad thing. I like that. They're giving Big E this opportunity. I think he deserves it out of all the guys that were there. And then they had Nikki Ash winning the women's championship literally the next night after. I just don't understand why Charlotte had to win.
Exactly. We discussed that same thing.
I have no idea why Charlotte had to win.
Why can't you have attack a face for the title with the briefcase? What's the big deal?
Hey, Dave's getting ahead of my notes. Okay, Dave's getting ahead of my notes.
Bunker worked a long time in those notes. Go ahead, Bunker. Then what do you think? What did you think of Money in the Bank?
No, God. I think like Eric does. I do. I think like you do. I think like Dave does. I think it's poor entertainment. I think it's just pushed. I think it's just weak. I think SmackDown is a better brand. I think SmackDown is even better than AEW.
Ooh. Interesting.
And that is just for one man. And I flipping hate Roman Reigns. I hate him.
You hate him now? I love him now.
So
I think now
good.
he's great. Yeah, he's so good right now.
Right. But I went back and I saw something about, I don't know how many years ago, 3 or 4 or 5, 6 years ago, when him and Cena had a promo off each other, and Cena made fun of him. He's like, yeah, it's called a promo. You got to put words together, And Roman was just like laughing because he was horrible on the mic back then, But, Money in the Bank, Big E winning makes sense.
Okay, now here's what I'm going to ask both of you guys because me and Eric discussed it last week. Big E wins the title. Kofi Kingston gets squashed. He gets the shit beat out of him for 10 minutes. Who else thought Big E would just be the one to challenge Bobby Lashley for that title and get revenge for his buddy? Instead, here we go, back to the goddamn old useless well known as Goldberg. So, Dave, what was your opinion when that happened? Because if you were thinking like I'm thinking Big E's going back to Raw to get revenge for his friend, challenge Lashley for that title, and that'll be a great SummerSlam match. No, we got Goldberg again. I referred to him to a Transformers movie to where if you keep watching them, they're going to keep bringing them back. And like those movies sucked, but people keep making money, so they keep bringing them back. Goldberg is a Transformer. Dave, what'd you think when you saw Goldberg come out?
I don't get it. Like they should have left him in the Performance Center with no fans. At WrestleMania 36, it's pointless. I don't understand why they brought him back and not Brock. The whole thing has been about for years Brock versus Bobby Lashley. They're actually two guys who do MMA. They're legit champions. They finally put the belt on Bobby, so it makes sense. But instead, they bring back Goldberg, and I don't hate him as much as you guys do. But I think that's it. His time has come. I don't want to see him in there anymore. Especially not in a title bout. If he's gonna be there, like, go ahead and feud with someone else that you might want to bring up, like they did a few years ago with Dolph Ziggler. But to be against Bobby Lashley, it makes zero sense to me. I'm not paying to go to SummerSlam to watch that match.
No, I'm not even going to watch that match. I don't think because it's going to be a squash. Goldberg can't go 5 minutes.
Well,
yeah,
but then Is it a Goldberg squash Bobby, or is it a Bobby squash Goldberg?
That's the problem. That's
It better
this is
not
where
be a Goldberg
The
squad.
way it should be is we should all agree that Bobby should squash Goldberg.
but now why does Goldberg keep coming back for the squash then? That's
know.
why I don't understand. What goes through someone's head other than money to come back and get your ass beat every 6 months?
And we're gonna get into that soon because I'll bring it up right now.
Yeah, bring it up.
Something tells me that all the releases, all the things that have been going on, the booking and everything else, is Vince gonna sell?
We've heard the rumors. We've heard rumors.
Vince gonna sell?
We've heard rumors.
Because I don't know, because it's so unorthodox of WWE/WWF/Vince to be doing the things that he's doing. And I hate to put this pundit up like where it's all about the Patriots, but Bill Belichick, for example, it's like a different world this year. He signed everybody and everyone and everybody to contracts and everything else. It's almost like it's so unorthodox that I feel like something, maybe a merger of sorts. We did it with WCW, but come on. I mean, Tony Khan is Tony Khan. He lives 20 minutes from me right now. But I wouldn't put it past, because he's quirky and everything else, but I wouldn't put it past like some type of merger, the whole same WCW BS that is what happens. I don't know. This is just my off the cuff type stuff that I was thinking
Eric,
about.
we talked about that last week, Eric, too. Do you actually think that the kids will let Vince sell that company from underneath them?
But
Go ahead, Eric. I definitely do, because Shane has already left once and made his own way in the world.
Shane left again.
And he left again. So, I mean, it's obvious. I'm sure that wrestling holds a dear place in his heart, but I don't think his heart is in wrestling. Stephanie is the most phony person, on or off character I've ever seen in my life. It's almost like she's always reading off a script, even when she's like on The View or like on the news or on the radio. It's like she can't. She's this fucking zipperhead, and it's like I don't think she gives a fuck. I mean, her and Triple H are probably billionaires too. They probably don't.
They are.
So it's like Triple H, his heart was probably in the business for a while, but I'm going to be honest with you. If I was married to a billionaire's daughter and I became CFO of his company and I was making 7.5 figures a year, I probably would say, well, my daughters are healthy. I have a home. I'm never going to have a worry. Neither are they. I could give two fucks if Keith Lee does a good promo or half a good match. You know what? If you're going to sell. Because it's obvious that the era that they came from is over and a new era, not just a new era, a new product is here. So I think that NBC sees that. If it's NBC who's going to buy them, that'd be my guess. NBC or is Disney and NBC the same? Is that the Illuminati? Like, I don't know.
No, Disney's ABC.
ABC, yeah.
Disney's ABC. That could be too. I don't know.
I work for them. We obey. We obey.
I think the Bunker's right. And I've said it before too, Tim. I feel Vince, rather than let it go, will sell it before he's ready to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see him dying in the chair. I see him being like, well, I can't let this go to whoever because Stephanie's probably not into it. Shane's out of it. Linda doesn't want to run it. Bruce Pritchard's a fucking ass-kissing fucking brother love idiot.
Love.
And Kevin Dunn's, Jim Cornette's fucked with him enough. So yeah, I think that Vince's best interest, and he's probably thinking that too. I mean, you look at him, he's like, he's old.
He's old.
Yeah, he's almost 80 years old. He probably, and I guarantee you, he still gets 2 hours of sleep a night. I guarantee you, he still works more than anybody else. He's still in the fucking gym. I mean, they showed him working out the other day. He's like 78 years old. He's fucking built better than I am. And it's like, come on, man. I mean, Vince is probably like, he's got to be burned out of it. And he's probably the way he's let it go. I agree. I think a change is coming. Something's coming, whether it's this year, next year. Something's coming, and something's in the works. And I say this though, Vince is not going to let it go until every last dot and every sentence he's put down is followed through with. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I wanted one. Thanks. Let me ask you guys. Let me ask Dave and Bunker a question too, because we talked about it last week. We've seen what happens when your NXT champion moves up to the main roster. It's been a complete disaster. Now, Karrion Kross comes up undefeated, a beast, phenomenal entrance, Scarlett by his side. He walks into Monday Raw last week, no entrance, no Scarlett, and gets beat by Jeff Hardy, who had to cheat to win the match. And he gets beat on live Monday Night Raw. Now, all these things add up to something that me and Eric were talking about last week. Is this punishment to Triple H, Shawn Michaels, William Regal, NXT in general for losing? Well, I don't know if they really lost, but not really destroying AEW in those wars when they were on the same night. Is it possible this is one of those things, or is he just jealous that AEW is blowing away Raw and SmackDown these last couple of years? Because why would you continuously destroy these men who have such great talent? I mean, you can go to the list. Finn Balor. Keep going. You can name anybody who's come up. And one of my favorites, contract is up after SummerSlam. Adam Cole, baby. Are they going to resign him? Are they going to bring him up? And remember, he doesn't even want to go to the main roster. That's how bad things seem to be perceived on Raw and SmackDown. So, Dave, you ask me real quick. Any of that sound valid? Is it punishment? Is it jealousy? Or am I just blowing smoke up my ass?
Nah, I just think it's a creative doesn't know what to do. They have a bunch of writers there that just they don't know the product. They don't know what people want. They're just like, oh, we should do this, we should do that. And then, of course, you have what we've said. Vince has surrounded himself with yes men where they're not going to tell him no. They're not going to be like, hey, Vince, this isn't a good idea. Or, hey, Vince, maybe we should listen to this. The creative is so stuck up their own ways that they don't want to listen. They want to do what they want. And then Vince doesn't have anyone saying, hey, yeah, that's a bad idea. We shouldn't, have Keith Lee disappear for, 4 or 5 months and then come back and lose. We shouldn't bring up the NXT champion and then just have him lose randomly to Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, Keith Lee was another perfect example of that. What the hell? What did he do to deserve that? And he wasn't hurt. So I thought he was hurt. He was not hurt. He was just off TV for 6 months, comes back and gets squashed. What the hell is going on? Bunker, you have an opinion? Go for it.
I don't even know how to answer the question because you bring up the NXT champion. I swear to God, I thought I lost. It was coronavirus all over again. And I thought it was WrestleMania the next day. And I was like, what the hell is this dude doing here? And I was like, okay, makes sense. They're kind of losing ratings. Let's bring it back. Let's have Karrion Kross because I think Karrion Kross could be a great character. Great for WWE. And I'll get into other people also. But to debut him against Jeff Hardy, it doesn't make sense. Jeff is 40 now? I mean, it doesn't make sense. I didn't know if they were going to push Jeff, which I still don't. I haven't seen Jeff in 2 weeks, right?
Jeff got COVID.
Oh. Well, there you go.
And he had to lose to Jeff Hardy, who as a face used the ropes to win. None of that makes sense. None of it.
What you've seen the last 2 weeks is Kross versus Keith Lee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kross wins the first one. Keith Lee wins last night. Clean. Everything clean. I don't even know how to respond. I don't even know where they're going with this. It doesn't make sense.
No.
And that's exactly what we were talking about.
Dave,
it doesn't make sense.
Creative knows the product. I'm not trying to down what you're saying. They know the product. They just don't know how to, which is amazing to me in this day and age with social media and everything else, that you're not listening to Twitter and TikTok and Instagram and whatever, Facebook and whatever else, that you're not listening to your fans. And I mean, this day and age, you should listen to your fans, because I'll be honest with you, I don't think AEW does either.
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that.
He's right. No, I think he's right.
We're about to get into that too. But let's talk about one thing.
I'm sorry to cut you guys off. The thing with the fans, I think what they've been using as an excuse is that there haven't been fans in the audience. So they whatever reaction they get, they're like, oh yeah, this must be good. People are still tuning in. But I really doubt that they're looking at like people actually tweeting and saying how garbage this is, or how bad. Like, when was it? All of last year, I couldn't stand Bayley for a good portion of it, but they kept pushing her down our throats. Bayley. And Bayley was every single week. It was like 2 matches at a pay-per-view. She'd be on every single show, Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and it was like, okay, I'm getting tired of her. You guys have other people in the back, other women that are way better than Bayley, that they actually can perform better. But they pushed her to God's end.
Well, you bring that up too, Dave.
Because now she's injured.
Yeah. Well, you bring that up too, Dave. Remember we talked about that during the tag titles, how you thought the tag team tournament, our rankings, how you thought that the New Day deserved to be number 1, which I disagreed with, only because them, like Bayley, like Charlotte, like Sasha, are the comfort. They're the comforting. That's why I disagree with them being number 1. Oh, this team's not working out. Give him back to the New Day. Oh, the crowd booed this girl this week. Oh shit, you better give the belt to Bayley or Charlotte, just to keep things calm. That's the problem. Stop having safety nets. You got to give these people a chance. You can't give them 2 weeks and be like, oh, the crowd doesn't like them. Time to move on. Let's give the belts back to an established person. This is what the problem's been.
See, Tim, I think with the women's division, I mean, the men's division, yes, I agree with you. The women's division, I think you need that. I think you need Sasha. I think you need Charlotte. I think you need who am I missing?
Yeah, but you don't need Charlotte to Becky, but she's out.
Or Becky and everybody else. But Becky will be back, Yeah,
but Charlotte's 14-time champion in 6 years. It's a little ridiculous. It's a little ridiculous, isn't it? Is she 11?
11.
She can be. It can be. It doesn't too many.
But does Charlotte put asses in seats?
But that's the point. You got to give someone else a chance.
Who?
I thought Rhea Ripley was. No, I thought Rhea Ripley was great. I thought she was fantastic.
Rhea Ripley is awesome.
Yeah, so I'm saying, give her a chance. Why have her lose right now? Why?
Exactly.
It makes no sense.
I agree with you. I was going to get into that, but I'm just saying, like, when you talk about Charlotte, I mean, Charlotte is great. Bayley is great. Sasha is great. The women's division is such a small entity of everything, as opposed to the men's division, So, but when you talk about probably the 5 most Alexa Bliss, I mean, if you're not an Alexa Bliss fan, I don't understand you, because I understand it's a Bray Wyatt knockoff, but she does awesome at it.
Well, she literally murdered Bray Wyatt now.
She has.
She literally murdered the Fiend. Well, let's you know what, real quick, let's jump right into that too, because we've seen a whole bunch of people getting fired lately. 2 more went this week. We'll start with this guy right here, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. How do you release Ric Flair? But
see what he wrote back though.
Yeah, if you wrote though, it was a mutual agreement.
God, you're like a media whore.
I am. I have to read all that stuff to keep up with the thing. No, but Ric Flair did say it was a complete agreement. They don't see my future as I do. Rick, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you planning on doing in AEW or wherever the hell you're going? What are you gonna do? Because your last storyline with Lacey Evans was goddamn awful. So I don't know what other companies are promising him, but I mean, Jesus Christ, Eric. How do you cut a Ric Flair, and what the hell does Ric Flair do now?
Well,
because he sees a future for himself at 95 years old.
Well, I got to touch one real quick on something Bunker said. And it reminded me of, see, something happened before. Okay, so the mass exodus of 95 when 96 when all the WWE wrestlers went to WCW. That was all like, oh my God, this, that, and the other thing. But you guys seem to forget that in 1990, okay, when Turner bought Jim Crockett Promotions, they were still under the NWA banner for a while until the NWA pulled out and they became just WCW, okay? Now, WCW at that time was being run by an infamous man named Jim Herd, who was a pizza company executive who had no idea how to book, how to run a show, how to treat wrestlers. He didn't know any of it. So before the exodus from WWF to WCW, you had a mass exodus of WCW to WWF. You had, let's go down the list. Barry Windham came and left. The Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard came and left. Ric Flair came and left. Dusty Rhodes came and left. And there's a ton more. Sid, all these guys came from there to WWF because the creative and Herd, A, didn't know how to book, and B, didn't have business even being in wrestling. To correspond on what you guys said about the guys who are in charge and the yes men to Vince, these guys are like producers, writers, but they're not wrestling. They're not wrestling insiders. They're not in the wrestling business. They don't know how it really works. They just perceive how it works because it's a media, it's an entertainment. Okay, we're an entertainment. Okay, we can write this and make these characters do that, but they don't know. They don't understand the art of telling the story in the ring. Therefore, the product is losing a little bit. The wrestlers are slowly losing the craft is being watered, in other words, and it's not what it was.
Right.
But Tim, your question was about Ric Flair and what are they going to do with him? Nothing. Okay, Ric Flair should be signed to a Legends contract to appear.
He already is.
Is that what he had? Was a Legends contract?
I thought he did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
And here Raul makes sense because now you're going to have the 3 of the 4 horsemen in AEW as managers. Are they going to reform the fucking 4 horsemen?
No,
maybe.
This is another thing. Okay, I know we're gonna get into this because I've already kind of ruined it about the WCW, WWF, WWF, WCW exodus.
Oh, that's coming too.
Because you're seeing. Okay, well, history repeats itself whether it wants to or not. That's why you should learn from history because mistakes that have been made in the past shouldn't be made in the future, but they are.
Well,
so Tony Khan. Wait, so Tony Khan should be worried that he is the new Ted Turner.
No, I think
Bischoff.
This one time they won't make the same mistake twice. That's why I feel like the merger would be good. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's interesting, Bunker. Do I think? I don't think this is good at all. Because it didn't work. It didn't work when Herd pushed those wrestlers to the WWF, and the WWF, that was some of their biggest business years as far as house shows, as far as merchandise. I know the Hogan years were up, but I mean that was the tail end of the Ultimate Warrior, the tail end of Hulkster, the beginning of Bret Hart. And house shows were up, going down, but they were up. They were stable. Business took a shit for a while because of the steroid trial. Business was shitting down south because they were trying to keep up with Vince. Okay, so see, all these things, one didn't learn from the other because one was trying to outdo the other. And the golden rule in wrestling is you don't try to bury Vince McMahon because Vince McMahon, no matter what, is going to pull out. And I still think he's going to out of this because there's aspects of what Bunker's saying, aspects about what Dave's saying, that are all kind of tiny bits, in my opinion, is what Vince has got something up his sleeve. Whether what it is, I don't know. Vince has got something up his sleeve. He doesn't seem worried at all about AEW. He seems zero concern. But Ric Flair, 116-year-old mummy, going woo. No, like you don't need to do that on AEW anymore, Rick. I mean, bring him out once in a while to be like, oh, the Nature Boy's here. Oh, whatever, go by, okay. Arn Anderson, coach. I mean, I like seeing Double A once in a while. It's okay. Do I like Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross? I did back in '91. I'm sorry, Tim, and I'll let you lead into what you were going to say with the names that we're going to be talking about that are everybody jumping ship. Go ahead.
Well, the next big one, of course, that we heard where every WWE fan in the world on TikTok and Instagram all shit their pants was Bray Wyatt got released. Now, when you do a little digging, it turns out that Bray Wyatt has actually been nursing an injury, and this injury is the reason he was released, supposedly. I don't know if that's true. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But guess what? The one thing that Bray Wyatt's not bringing with him to AEW is Bray Wyatt or The Fiend. So we literally now have two characters that was very over, whether you liked them or not, were fucking over. Very over, super over, now dead. Dave, what the hell is what do we call him now? We call him Mr. Rotunda? Mr. Rotunda? Yeah. Butch Husky, Butch Husky. Husky Harris, whatever the fuck his name is. What the hell is he going to do now, Dave? What are you thinking?
So, just going to mention something about the Flair thing. If he goes to AEW, it'll be for money. But if I were him, I wouldn't mind going to, like, NWA and maybe, like, doing some managing down there, something different. But that's beside it. The Bray Wyatt. I'm not worried about where he's going to go. He created these characters out of nothing. So he doesn't have to be Bray Wyatt. He can create an entity of himself. WWE this week really got me upset. This is the one person that I think really got to me being released. Braun Strowman, even Samoa Joe, all these guys that got released, even though Samoa Joe came back, didn't really bother me. This one did bother me because, man, this is the one person that WWE has butchered time and time again and somehow continues to get over, continues to reinvent himself and make himself relevant. And it's like, isn't that what you want? Don't you want a new character? And I saw something this week that said, after the release of him, that said, if The Undertaker would have been brought in today, created, they would not be able to make the Undertaker character over. As good as Mark Callis is, they would fuck up The Undertaker nowadays.
Bunker, how upset are you about Bray Wyatt?
Different. I'm not upset at all. I'll be honest with you. This is the show, right?
Yeah, but what do you think? You think AEW is
No.
You think he's going to be successful in AEW or anywhere else he goes?
No, Dave said it at the end. He was like, Undertaker would not get over today. And this goes back to the first sentence I said to Eric and yourself. I was like, it's a different time, man. We are in a weirded world, man. It is weird.
Let me ask this question, though, okay? I got to ask this question. I'll give a few examples. Okay. Piggybacking off that Undertaker comment, I don't disagree with that maybe he couldn't get over, okay? But here's the thing, okay? Back in the day, and I hate using back in the day because even 15 years ago, it was the same. Why can't any of these guys that are so-called great talents get over? Why do they have to keep reinventing them? Why do they have to keep changing things? Why do they have to keep changing them from face to heel, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, all these guys. I mean, the only consistent gimmick that has gone on and gotten over, Dave, is the New Day.
No.
That's the only. Well,
No.
Cena.
Well, Cena's I'm keeping from the early 2000s.
Every single time.
But the thing is, in the last 10 years, only the New Day really has been the only single one.
But the New Day is corny, bro. The New Day.
Well,
is
they
corny.
are, but they can work, and
they can.
and they're
Absolutely.
and they're entertaining. They got the combination of both. See, those guys are getting over on their own talent. They're not being reinvented every week. They're not being. They're not doing the Firehouse Fun Fly, fucking whatever the fuck it is with puppets and shit. Fucking Dan Spivey doing the horse, and Vince McMahon doing the I don't know. But why aren't all these talents? Drew McIntyre, decent wrestler, decent personality, but like they're pushing him, and then Oh God! You know why can't these guys get over now?
No.
Do you remember when you could build a guy up? Bret Hart. He was a tag team with Neidhart. They worked themselves up to win the tag title. They saw potential in Bret. They let Bret go. Bret slowly ascended, Intercontinental Champion, feud with Razor Shawn. They said, okay, Bret can carry the company because Bret's over like fucking Rover. Bret's selling merchandise out of style. And for the mid '90s, when business was down, he was making money. It all resorts back to one thing. And Bunker, I'm going to give you credit again, Bunker, and Faraci's probably going to fire me or either that or have explosive diarrhea. Who is putting asses in seats? And I think right now nobody knows exactly who's putting the asses in seats. The only surefire one is John Cena. That's the only one I can tell you right now that are putting asses in seats.
But Eric, you also have the issue, let's say with Bray Wyatt, where was it last year in Saudi Arabia? They haven't faced Goldberg. They have the Fiend, who hasn't lost, face Goldberg and lose to him, and lose the Universal Championship to him. Like that's the other issue. They have the reason they're not getting these guys over and having to change them up is because they bring in your Brock Lesnar, your Goldbergs to beat them, and then they lose credibility.
I think that they're overwritten and overproduced. I don't think they're allowed to express themselves as the older wrestlers were. I think they're told so much what to say, so rehearsed. I just don't think that I think it's starting to relate to fans now because fans are just like, oh, we know what he's going to say now. We know what's coming next. It's like there's no shock and awe anymore. Like there's no, oh, fuck, you know. It's like you don't get the chills like you did when Hogan's music hit or the Warriors' music hit or Shawn Michaels' music hit. Even Bret Hart's music. You don't get those chills. The Undertaker. He's the only guy that I can think of that you generally were like, you'd watch the show. You'd be like, oh, it's a good match. Oh, I wanted to see. But then you're just kind of like tapping your pen. You're going like, fuck, is the Undertaker match next? You're fucking waiting for it. So it's like, I think the whole formula, like you alluded to, Dave, the whole formula is fucked up. If they're having Bray Wyatt lose to Bill Goldberg in Saudi Arabia for that title, then the writing is bad. The booking is bad. They don't know how to book. And they should stop overwriting, overproducing. They don't need 17 fucking producers. They don't. You don't need somebody writing. You need. It's a mess, Dave.
All right, so let's move on to one thing. We can all agree, I think we all agree, that AEW is basically becoming WCW from the late 1990s, or even 1990s period. They started to bring anyone who works for WWE, was starting to sign them. Not only have they signed them, but they had partnerships with the ones that they didn't sign, who are with Impact, so they still get those guys, even though they didn't sign them. Now comes the biggest rumor of all time. What I'm calling is AEW's Hall and Nash, AEW's Outsiders, AEW's possible, I can put my little banner up there, AEW's possible turning point as far as the ratings go. And the rumors that came out this past week were Daniel Bryan and CM freaking Punk signing with AEW. Now, Daniel Bryan, whatever, he's going to be one of those, legend guys. But to get CM Punk to come out of retirement after he swore on anything that he wouldn't and to enter AEW instead of the WWE is a massive, massive coup for AEW and a massive kick to the fucking groin for Vince McMahon and the WWE. So let me ask all of you. They probably won't have the same impact. Well, then again, like you said, it's a different time. So we'll go around like a clock. Eric, what kind of impact is Daniel Bryan and CM Punk going to make if this is true? Is it outsider-like?
No, not at all. Because we had no idea Hall and Nash were showing up on WCW's TV. You had no idea Scott Hall was going to show up that day.
Okay, but you got to play kayfabe a little bit for me.
Play kayfabe?
Play kayfabe a little bit for me. Yeah, play kayfabe a little bit.
Bryan Danielson, no. Bryan Danielson, they pushed him too much. He's retired. He's back. He broke his neck. His neck isn't broken. I'm dating or I'm married to one of the Bella twins. I'm doing a reality show. I'm back in the ring. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. I'm over it. And I just don't feel his star power is that big to make that big of an impact. It's going to be a shock and it's going to be cool. That being said, CM Punk, okay, so we know he's coming. Okay, I don't care what anybody. He's signed already. He's got to be signed. As a matter of fact, I think he is signed. That's a big deal. Okay, now you have every fucking mark and every nerd sitting there on every message board. They're sitting there looking and they're watching the TV. They're looking at YouTube. They're looking at Instagram. They're looking at Facebook. They're looking at Figure 4 online. All this stuff. They're waiting for CM. Any little CM Punk nugget or morsel or crumb that gets thrown, they're on it and they're sharing it and they're watching it. CM Punk, I think, is big. Bryan Danielson, or what was he in W? Daniel Bryan? No, I don't feel he's going to have that big. CM Punk, and if they pair them, that's a mistake.
No, they won't pair them.
They should keep Bryan Danielson separate. Let him do his stupid American Ninja thing, or he's 4'3". You know what I mean? He's going to have to go under the bottom rope and the second rope. I get it. Okay, I'm sorry, but CM Punk's going to be big. CM Punk is going to be big. I think he sees this as an opportunity to stick it to Vince. How and why Vince offended him so much? I mean, you've got to be a bitter, insecure, upset person to like. I just don't understand his hatred and anger towards Vince McMahon. Like, I don't get it.
I've heard real quick, Eric.
No, go ahead, Buck. I'm done with my rant's done. Go ahead.
I've heard it wasn't Vince. It's Triple H.
It wasn't Vince. It's Triple H.
Right.
Well, you got one, you got the other. There's no
same thing.
Yep, it is the same thing.
You're all right, Raul. All right, we'll go clockwise. Bunker, what do you think? What kind of impact are these two going to make? Is it tipping? Will it tip the scales a little bit, or will Vince be like, I don't give a shit, and just find something to do?
No, it's definitely going to tip the scales. I don't think they're going to do a whole NWO type reunion where Daniel Bryanson or whatever the frick his name is and CM Punk come out together and we're talking about the third guy and it's Kenny Omega. I mean, we're not talking about that crap because Kenny Omega's contract's up.
So we go Kenny Omega, Adam Cole's, all these guys' contracts are coming up.
How funny would it be if Omega jumped to the WWE?
I think Dave's head would explode.
Again, I had some research today. He was already on their roster.
He was.
Newsflash. Breaking news. About 3 hours ago, he was on their roster. Kenny Omega. You go
on whose roster?
roster.
Oh, okay.
And you scroll down. I'm not saying it's legit, but it's like AEW's roster from AEW website. It is there that Kenny Omega is on their website.
AEW or NXT?
AEW.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. He has it too good.
No, I don't think so either.
All right, well, Dave, what do you think? Is this tipping point stuff? Is this outsider-like? Is it just a fart in the wind?
It's definitely tipping point stuff. I wouldn't say outsider-like just because they haven't even debuted and we're already talking about it. We weren't talking about that back then. We didn't have all the outlets. We didn't have people saying, oh, yeah, he signed his contracts up now.
Play kayfabe. Play kayfabe.
Right. What I think would be I'm going to say, yeah, CM Punk is huge just because of everything that's happened, all the stuff he's talking, especially like he was sort of working with WWE with the backstage stuff. Daniel Bryan, I think, will make an impact, just not as much as Punk. What I think will be huge is if, and you alluded to it earlier, if Mr. Adam Cole Bay jump ship.
Can I jump in real quick?
Go ahead.
I meant Adam Cole, not Kenny Omega.
Oh, you meant Adam Cole.
I meant Adam Cole. I apologize.
Oh, he was on. You said he was on AEW's roster?
that he's on AEW's roster.
No, he can't be. He's still signed until SummerSlam.
Nobody's not.
He's signed until
His contract
SummerSlam.
terminated like yesterday.
No, SummerSlam. Adam Cole is here till SummerSlam.
And it would make sense. He would be there with his girlfriend, with his buddies again. I think that would be pretty big.
I'm not gonna say, but I read that he was there until SummerSlam, which is why I got nervous.
No, you're probably right.
But but like I said, he's one of those guys who says I don't want to go to Raw and SmackDown because he knows it's a fucking death trap. So does Gargano. So does Ciampa. So does all these guys. They don't want nothing to do with Raw and SmackDown. But see, that's the thing. Triple H is getting shit for this. Triple H is the most successful one out of all of them.
It's not
him and Shawn Michaels and Regal are the three guys that have made NXT probably the best show out of all four of them. So I don't understand that at all as a Triple H getting the blame. I think CM Punk I think he just has a distaste for them for some reason. Like he didn't like the way the company, he didn't like the way they were going. Maybe he saw the future. Maybe he saw what Eric sees, and he saw the future coming, and he didn't like what he saw, and he took off about it. But for him to go to AEW, it's going to be huge.
And he'll definitely be one to stick it. He'll be just like Cody Rhodes, wanting to stick it to Triple H. Out of all of them, I think he wants to stick it to him.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Why are they so bitter at Triple H though? Like, what? Do you guys have an idea? Like, I know nobody knows, but like, what is your idea of why these guys are so bitter at Triple H? I
don't know, because like you said, if you ask anyone about, well, I can't ask anyone, but if you read enough stuff, the behind the scenes is that, it's why NXT is so good. It's because of him, Shawn Michaels, and William Regal. These are the three guys that are in charge. These are the three guys that have made NXT successful. These are the reasons why no one wants to leave. I mean, I'm sure Karrion Kross was like, oh, shit, they're calling me up. This sucks. I'm pretty sure he was, because I don't think how happy can you be. And look what happened to him on the first night. He lost the 50-year-old Jeff Hardy who had to cheat, which makes no sense for a face to cheat. It makes no sense.
1 and 2 in call-ups.
Jeff Hardy 50?
Well, no, he has to be pushing 50 now.
He's like 40, I think. He's not 50.
Yeah, maybe like mid-40s.
Yeah, he's younger than
say he's 1 and 2 for his record.
Yeah.
And that's a call-up from NXT.
And it's disgusting. It's really, really disgusting. That's what I said. It doesn't make any.
Can I throw out a couple questions for you?
Go for it. We got a couple minutes left.
Okay, listen. I wrote it down. Where the hell is Dave in his car for that long?
The rain it's pretty bad out here.
So you just chilling in your car? No, we lost him. We can't hear you, Dave. Can't hear you. Yeah. Now we hear you.
I really see.
Damn.
That's what I had earlier. So the storm was moving south.
That's crazy. So that was your number one question. What was your second question? Now I can't hear you, Bunker. What's going on? Eric, do you hear me?
I hear you.
Where is Randy Orton?
Oh. Where is Randy Orton? I don't know, but Randy Orton supposedly is the guy that if you wrestle or he does a promo or does something, you get fired.
No.
Well, look at the last guys he's had problems with. All gone. All of them. Dave. Can't hear you, Dave.
So hold on. So I'm going to sum up my last question.
Mark Henry is in AEW?
Yes.
Who? Yes. Big Show. Rusev.
Matt Hardy.
Sting.
Colt Cabana?
Yeah.
Colt Cabana. Thanks, Colt Cabana.
Miro. Who was that? That was
that's Rusev.
Rusev. So let me ask you guys, because Dave, we lost, I think. Who do you think the next great superstar will be or should be?
If you're picking me right off the bat, I have Adam Cole.
He already
Adam Cole
is, bro.
No, what you mean next? Like as far as I don't know anybody these young guys.
Who is the next great Stone Cold, Rock?
There is none.
Undertaker.
There is none.
There is
Adam
none.
Cole, yeah, Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, I think, is the best guy out there.
You know
over Omega, over all these guys.
It's Kenny Omega. Come on, guys, relax. And then
never.
Then we got Adam Cole.
Hangman Page is better than me.
You know what warms my heart about AEW, by the way? The one thing I do admire about them is that they have absolutely no drug testing policy, because I'm looking at some of these guys and they are on some fucking serious gas. Like, this is awesome that steroids are back with wrestling. This needs to happen.
But they have since the thing. We talked about this again last week too, Eric. What do they got? They have the best young talent in AEW who are promised their fair share, promised to have a piece, promised this. And as soon as WWE throws someone out, like, oh, let's pick him up and give him a title. Pick him up and give him a title. Pick him up and give him TV time. And all these guys, your Lance Archers or whoever these guys are all getting pushed aside again. Now, if fucking CM Punk and Daniel Bryan show up, say goodbye to John Moxley and whoever else. They're going to get pushed aside off to Japan or somewhere.
There's a woman's wrestler called Big Swole.
Can I throw out my next great?
Oh, Britt Baker, MD. She's a doctor.
Go ahead. I want to hear it.
Throw it out there.
I'm dying to hear it.
And
Emmy
if I'm wrong, it doesn't even bother me. But I mean, if I'm right, I'm a god. You ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Dexter Lumis.
Dexter Lumis. Now what do you see in him that no one else is seeing right now?
Stone Cold.
You see Stone Cold?
I don't.
You think that popular?
Huh?
That popular?
Oh yeah. I don't
really
see him being that role of Stone Cold. I think if they can find the right stick for.
You guys, Chris Statlander looks like she lives in a trailer park in like Afton, New York.
Are you just looking at AEW's roster?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, listen to me. I gotta go. The wife's calling. I'm gonna get in trouble. I love you all. Thank you. Honestly.
Bunk,
thank you. Bunk, you're more than welcome anytime, Bunker. You know that.
Anytime, Bunk.
Hey, listen. I'm the boss's best friend. So
you are. You really are. We know you are.
Any show I want, I can come on.
That's true. As a matter of fact, I think you should show up on Put It in the Books tomorrow, I think, or Thursday. I think you should show up there Thursday.
Yeah, I'm
Bunk, we're doing an A to Z tomorrow. You're more than welcome to stop by.
You're doing steroids, right?
Oh, we can. Nobody.
You said you were doing steroids.
Well, nobody could commit to it, so.
You're not allowed on the Star Wars show because you said Star Trek earlier, so you're out of that.
Oh, I thought you said Star Trek.
Don't even try to get on that. Don't even try to get on that shirt. Don't even try to get on that one.
Dave and I could debate steroids tomorrow. Like, we could talk about that. We could,
I'll be on. I promise.
Okay. Right. Steroids it is.
Show up on Put It in the Books. I want
Thanks,
you to.
Brother.
All right, Bunk. Catch you later.
Thanks,
later, Bunk.
Well, Dave, he brought up a person who's their next great superstar. Do you see anyone? Does it have to be an Adam Cole who's already established, or are you going to pick someone like a uppercomer like Dexter Lumis, like he did? Do you see anyone who can carry that mantle beyond that poster and be a John Cena?
Wow, honestly, not really. Like if I'm looking at the guys coming up or being signed, from either company, WWE or AEW?
Anywhere, yeah, anywhere. Who's going to be that guy who's on all the talk shows, the posters, the movies?
MJF?
Ooh, as a heel. I would like to see that myself, honestly.
Is making an impact now, and he's just getting started.
That's true. He's young. Hell, he's real young, isn't he? Oh, Dave's going out again. Oh, I know, Eric. I know you don't have anybody who think
nobody I've seen has that X factor, that it like.
So
we were
spoiled.
we were spoiled. We had like the John Cena was the last one that kind of had that. He's the closest thing to that that's been, but he just didn't have the whole thing. Like he didn't have the Rock it, he didn't have the Stone Cold it, he didn't have the Undertaker it, didn't have the Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels it. Kenny Omega does not even have any of it. He couldn't buy it. Cody Rhodes, you know, you're already screwed because your dad was the American Dream. Nobody's ever going to be the American Dream, you know, not your son. I love that Dave's frozen and he can't yell at me about Kenny Omega right now.
Raul, you're absolutely correct. We don't see that guy. Now they were trying to push Roman down our throats, Frank. Don't forget. It took years for Roman Reigns to find his niche. And he's more of a heel. He's better as a heel, and a heel will never carry that flag.
No.
For the WWE. Heels champions are just holdovers until they find that next guy. That's just exactly what it is. Dave, we completely lost you. You were frozen like you were staring at Kenny Omega's ass in a match. You're like, so we didn't hear anything you said. So if you want to remember what you were saying, go for it. As far as who you think could be the next star.
No, like I said, I think MJF. But to say Kenny Omega is not a star right now, the man came out dressed.
He's frozen. Every time you mention him, you go frozen. Every time you mention him, you go frozen, Dave. I think it's something wrong.
Kenny's built himself quite a following, and he's built himself quite a name. But he's not on the level of any of the real giant megastars. Yeah.
I think the closest one right now is maybe Roman.
But he's a heel. So. Like I said, a heel will never be that guy.
I honestly, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I honestly think Omega is over more than Roman, and I don't think Roman's going to be as over as he is. Like Kenny's got quite a following.
He's got Japan in his back pocket,
which is not going to get you far over here. But
it is now. Because don't forget, Impact is. I mean, the Impact, AEW, and New Japan are all together.
Yeah.
So they're all going to be sharing shit, which is what I think Vince is fucking up. He should have did one of those things. He should have made a partnership somewhere with one of these companies. Go NWA or fucking Ring of Honor or some shit.
And I don't know.
Get that pipeline to that talent.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
I don't know. But gentlemen, I think it was a good show. I think we made some valid points. I think we had a good day. Dave, unfortunately, you were stuck in your car during a torrential downpour. And you're out again. You're out again, Dave? I think Dave's out again.
Yes, he's contemplating Kenny Omega.
Do we cut him off? I don't even know if I want to cut him off. I feel bad.
Wait, we can end it and then talk to him.
All right. Well, next week, I'd like to get back into what'd you say? Survivor Series 94.
Yeah.
All right, we'll pop into Survivor Series 94. We'll go over that one match to match, and we always have fun doing those. Those are hysterical to do because we just ripped into that shit. Yeah. And if you guys out there have any ideas for us, you want us to do a list, our favorite, greatest this, greatest that, you guys give us a shout on one of our pages on the Pop Culture Pros page. We will gladly do it. And then you can even feel free to come on the show with us to discuss it.
You can.
So, hey,
that'd be fun.
PopCulturePros.com. Get in there. Go to YouTube. Hit that little bell. Hit that little subscribe button. You can see every single one of our shows. Those shows are this show, the Just Too Sweet Show, featuring us two, the greatest tag team in the history of Pop Culture Pros. Sorry, Jada and Kyle. You guys are out. Every show we got going on tomorrow night. Tonight, actually, coming up in about 11 minutes. You got Ed and Jason talking He-Man tonight. From the cartoons to that stupid Dolph Lundgren movie to the Kevin Smith's new one. You got He-Man coming on. Granny's Peach Tea coming up right after this show at 8:30. Tomorrow night, Mr. Eric, tell us what we got on the A to Z program tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow on the A to Z program, we're going to be hashing out the argument whether. Well, it's not really an argument. It's more of an opinion. I want everyone's opinion. I want to know how you feel, and be honest and be real about it. Where do steroids belong in sports? Do they or don't they? A lot of people say no, not this, but take a second and think about Steroids in all sports, steroids in all entertainment. Bodybuilding, there's been steroids since the 40s. Baseball, there's been steroids since the 70s. Football, there's been steroids since the 50s. You know, to say that it's an unfair advantage, it's always been an unfair advantage, and therefore, listen, we'll discuss it tomorrow on the show. We're going to talk steroids, yay or nay. I'm not saying I'm for it, but I'm going to make a very valid argument of why they should maybe be like a don't ask, don't tell.
Well, I'll save my opinion then for tomorrow night. What time are you and producer Dave going on?
We are going on at 6:30 sharp.
6:30 ish.
That means between 6:30 and 8.
Yeah, because we're the ish channel. Don't forget that. Pop Culture Pros is the ish channel. We say 6:30 ish.
Yeah, it could be 7:00.
We'll see how it goes. Thursday, we got the boys from Put It in the Books. We got the boss himself. We got Keith and we got Rodriguez. Jader and Kyle. I don't know what they're up to. Jader's missing. He's missing in action.
I think I heard he took a job with the carnival.
Well, they did do that. They did review 3 movies, but they didn't call it their 50th episode. They called it like .1, .2, but they're saving that 50th episode for something big, I guess.
Wonder what.
Which is good. And so hopefully that's going to be coming back soon. And then next week we do it all. Yeah, next week we do it all over again, except next Tuesday, 1 week from today, ladies and gentlemen, the Just Too Sweet show will be taking a 1-week hiatus because next week is the debut of Shooting the Sith, the new Star Wars show, starring this guy, maybe somebody else. I haven't decided yet. Who knows? It's a Star Wars show, but not just about the movies and the TV shows and all that good stuff. We're going to be talking toys. We're going to be talking collectibles. You think that's the same thing? It's not. We're going to be talking tattoos. We're going to be talking cosplay. And I already know my tattoo guy wants to come on the show already, so that's going to be awesome. I can't wait for that. That'll be debuting, let me say crisscross, next Tuesday, 1 week from tonight. There you go. So 1 week from tonight, Shooting the Sith, the brand new show from popculturepros.com. Mr. Eric, any parting words before we go?
Oh, great show. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. Thanks, everybody, for commenting. Remember to watch all the rest of the shows, as Tim said. Thank you for your support. Don't sell Bartles and James wine coolers.
That's interesting.
It is.
That's code. We're not going to tell you what it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Mr. Tim Tabala. Thank you very much for watching. Like I said, watch all our shows, YouTube. We're on audio. We're on all those channels. We're on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio. And then YouTube's probably the most important one. Get on that one and click those little buttons, and you'll be able to see every one of our shows. Now. Yeah, you'll see every one of our shows. So you may not like us, but learn to love us. We're the best thing going today, people. Peace out.